this is a big issue that I noticed with Street Fighter 6 when I was thinking about it, is that because the overheads in this game are so bad, I didn't notice it before. It's like, let me just show you. Like when I do crouching medium kick, let's say with Kimberly, the reason why I mentioned that the overheads are so bad, why that's so important in what I'm talking about, is that like the better characters in the game. This is why I think Kimberly and Zangief might be some of the worst characters in the entire game. I'm not saying you can't win with them. I'm saying that they don't have any real good crouching attacks that really hit like far range, like mid range. You know what I'm saying? Like not mid range, but like within like kind of sweep distance, close crouching medium kick range. Like look what happens with Kimberly. Like no matter how hard I try, I can't drive rush that. The next thing I have is like crouching medium punch. I can do it with crouching medium punch. It's not that much different. So like you have to really rely on that as a Kimberly player instead of crouching medium kick, because a lot of Kimberly players go for that crouching medium kick and then hope to land something afterwards. But like if you just, you know what I'm saying, if you do medium punch instead, so like it is there, and she does have that option. And the same thing for Zangief, like his crouching medium kick, you know. But the thing is that, you know, if you really pay attention, it just has so much more range. Like look where I'm standing right here. See, look at that. I'm gonna stand. Will the medium punch hit? It's almost the same range. I think they almost made it the same range on purpose, because they already knew that was like a big. See, like. See? Alright, I'm in medium. It reaches the same way, so like I'm wrong for saying that. She does have like basically the same thing. It's like I feel like it might slightly be like a fraction less though. See? You saw what happened right there? The medium punch missed, but the crouching medium kick did not. That's what I was trying to prove. Like, so it is a little bit less, and that makes a big difference. Like, especially considering like the overheads are so bad that a lot of the pressure that you're gonna get is from these low attacks, and like basically, you know, being in these like close range, you know, mix up, not necessarily mix up, but like close range, like pressure situations that involve either grabs or just pressuring your opponent. You know what I'm saying? And I think that makes a huge difference, believe it or not, in comparison to some of the better characters in the game, like Ryu and Ken. As much as everyone doesn't believe that Ryu's good anymore, I've played plenty of Ryu players. I myself am a Ryu player. I don't play him on stream, because when I play online with lag and all that stuff, it's very difficult for me to get the Dragon Punch to come out, the Shoryuken to come out. It just doesn't come out a lot of the times, and I can't stand that, because I know where my like talent level is at. And you know what I'm saying? Like like I said, is her medium punch, crouching medium punch, almost as far as the crouching medium kick? It like I said, it's a little bit less, but I think that little bit less makes a huge difference. Like, is it like the game changer? Like, as a Kimberly player myself, like, is it like, oh, you cannot win with Kimberly? The thing is, I honestly think it's better to just, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you just go for medium punch, you don't have to try to set up some sort of like frame trap. You know what I'm saying? Because like with Kimberly, that crouching medium kick is a frame trap. It's not the only one that she has. In fact, I'm like the only I'm the only Kimberly player that's like really. I disagree with a lot of the strategy that I see in this game. I feel like it should be more on capitalizing on your offensive momentum more than anything else. Like, let's say for example, if I do like I was watching James Chen's channel, and he was mentioning specific situations that some player he was watching in a tournament was doing, and I completely disagree with that. Like, if he goes, let's say, for example, like, if he goes crouching hard punch into a run, or standing hard punch into run or something like that, that's a true blockchain. I can't believe that that's true. You know what I'm saying? I cannot believe that that's true in any way, shape, or form. You know, I know that if I was playing a Kimberly player, like, and legitimately they threw that out there, and I was using like a way better character than Kimberly, like if I was picking Ryu or Ken, like I would eat the Kimberly player alive for making moves like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care how true they believe that is. I know that can be beaten. The problem is when you play Kimberly versus Kimberly, she does not have a strong wake-up game. She does not have a strong, you know, like some of the better characters in the game. This is another reason why I say they should change the game so that it's more, you know, balanced, you know. Like Guile, for example, has an amazing flash kick that basically it forces you to, as a player, to really not be able to pressure like you would against other characters. Like, let's say, for example, who has a real bad one? Like Kimberly has a real bad one, in my opinion. She might have like one of the worst anti-airs in the game. Depending on how you look at it, you know, like I was the only Kimberly player like actually doing hard kick anti-air to stop drive rush coming in because I'm just so brilliant. You know what I'm saying? No other Kimberly player was doing that. I was the first and the only Kimberly player doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I was the first and only Kimberly player using the slide to stop drive rush as well. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is that, for one, the overheads, like let's say, for example, I know I could do, let's say if I land overhead, I fucked it up though, I messed it up. And let's say if I do overhead, it's like right there, I could do overhead into crouching jab into quarter circle forward light punch, and I could get the super level 3 to come out, right? Like, I can combo my overhead into a level 3. You know what I'm saying? I think you should be able to. Realistically, I think what happens is the developers are trying to make a way where if the overhead is blocked, then basically, you know, the opponent is not. You get what I'm saying? Like the opponent blocked your attempt to hit him with an overhead, and the situation is neutral all over again. You cannot be countered, and he is not countered either. You know what I'm saying? And the next move is really up for grabs right there in that specific situation. But like, if you know, to make sense logically as a programmer, you know, the hit stun is long enough that if you do land the overhead, you could land the crouching jab into a quarter circle back hard kick and land the anti-air, you know, when you have no meter. Or you could go, like, if you have level 3, you know, you could do the crouching jab into light quarter circle forward light punch into level 3 super. You know what I'm saying? So you have a lot of variety there, and it's like, I'm not going to sit here and say it's like a beginner combo and it's like I never miss it online. Like I miss it, like I say, like maybe 95, 98 times, 99 times out of 100 I will land it offline. It'd be a miracle if I missed it, is what I'm saying. But my issue is that I understand that completely, but like when you pick Ryu, and this, you know, I'm not saying that they didn't give characters in the game like ways to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But this is why I feel like some of the better characters are the ones that can use, you know, his crouch. Like for example, when I pick Ken or Ryu, as a true Ryu main. As a true Ryu main, you know what I'm saying? I have a lot more spacing opportunity to hit him with a low. Like a lot of players, like what makes this game, you know what I'm saying? Like what happens in this game, especially against like beginner players, is that when you start, you know, catching them with all these grabs and stuff, they start to they get nervous in this area where you're like, it could be a jab, it could be a crouching like it could be a grab in any of these situations. They start to get nervous there. So what happens is they try to either jump away or walk away from that situation. But what happens is that opens up this situation, which, you know what I'm saying? It leads to stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Where you basically, you know, you full combo your opponent because they're so worried about getting either comboed by something that's real hard to I wouldn't even necessarily say it's real hard to deal with offline. Online it's a whole nother story because you're not getting all the true frames of animation coming out all the time. And sometimes your opponent looks like you don't lose your turn. Basically, every character has these situations where you don't lose your turn. But it's very situational though. Like, yeah, it's a frame trap when the opponents don't have any meter. But like, let's say I do have meter with Ryu, and a Kimberly player tries to catch me with the crouching medium kick, and I block it. Just because it's a frame trap does not mean it's a true pressure situation. It's very situational. Like, as a Ryu player, if she takes, like, let's say from after crouching medium kick, I block it, it's still hurt. You know, in theory, like, depending on the situation, like, if I have no meter, yeah, as a Ryu player, if I go for uppercut, it'll probably trade. I don't know exactly how that situation is going to play out. But if I have, like, let's say I have EX and I have meter, right? I have EX meter, I have level 3. If she goes for, like, after crouching medium kick, which a lot of intermediate players will go for this situation, and a lot of beginner players, they'll see a video online and go, oh, this is a frame trap. This is exactly how I play the game. This is what I should do. And they're not really understanding the true concept of the whole, you know, fighting game. You know, it has a lot of levels to situations being, you know, possible in certain areas. Like, when I have that meter, that situation, in my opinion, is not set in stone. Like, if a Kimberly player goes for that frame trap, and then what I'm saying is, if they go for that hard punch against a character that doesn't have really a real strong wake up, it's going to counter them. But if I have a character like Guile or Ken, and a player like me that has a lot of experience playing fighting games, and you go for like a hard punch or a standing medium punch, I could literally level 3 you right there, and I'm gonna full combo. You're gonna lose 50% of your health right there. You know what I'm saying? So like these are rules in the game that you have to understand. You know what I'm saying? To be a winner at the highest level. These are situations where you have to go, okay, you know, yeah, these areas are specific to a situation where I could, you know, in this specific situation, I can use this to my advantage. I can continue to pressure my opponent. But now this situation is different. He has meter now. It's a whole nother story now. That situation no longer exists at the highest level, and you have to stick to that game plan. You know, with like, you know, these are things that if they slip your mind, you know, when you're playing at the highest level, and if you miss one of those situations and you forget, and you go for the frame trap, and you go for, like, as a Kimberly player, and I go for a hard punch, and like I didn't do my you know, I didn't do, I should have checked for his meter, you know, approaching each match and each game and each opponent. You know, they're studying how their opponents move and how they react to all these situations. They start throwing pressure situations, and then they start picking up on how you're reacting and how you're moving away. And are you nervous at close range? Are you trying to always get away from pressure? Are you always trying to jump backward? Are you trying to always go for cross up in these situations? This is what a high level player is doing. They're studying all your moves and all your and when you think, oh, well, I'm just gonna keep doing different shit. You know, keep in mind that a high level player knows there's only 6 buttons in the whole goddamn game. So like, as you're thinking, oh, I could just keep doing different shit. A high level player knows that. We all know that you're trying to do some different shit. We don't care if you're doing different shit or the same shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a strategy on how to approach all those situations, but like that's the big thing. What I'm saying is with this game. You know what I'm saying? This is the. This is the thing that I'm saying with this game. This is what bothers me a little bit with this game is that, like, let's say I know obviously if my opponent is crouching, the problem is I'm not putting my opponent, the computer right now, in a crouching state. I gotta turn my phone off because I can't. Hello? I gotta the point I'm trying to make is this. First of all, the reason it's hard so hard for me to land this combo. Hello? Another reason why I'm missing the overhead combo with Ryu, if I put the computer to be crouching, you actually take more hit stun crouching. You actually take more damage crouching. That's another that's other knowledge of Street Fighter. If you don't really understand the whole concept of how Street Fighter works, a lot of players think they understand the whole game and the whole strategy behind it, and they really don't. You know what I'm saying? They really don't even understand what the hell they're doing. You know what I'm saying? The reason I talk all the shit I do on my stream, I'm playing in lag and I'm exaggerating it. I'm trying to make it funny and shit. When I play offline, I know exactly what the fuck I'm doing. I know exactly how to play the game. I know exactly what I'm looking for. And I know exactly what I'm trying to understand, like, what my opponent is doing. You know what I'm saying? What they like to do and what they don't like to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was able to win at Third Strike against basically everybody. I was like basically unbeatable in Third Strike. You know what I'm saying? And that's a large reason why is because I was amazingly good at that. You know what I'm saying? This is a whole nother different game. When the reason why I'm complaining about the Ryu combo is because if I actually set the computer to be in a crouching state, when I do that crouching jab, it's actually going to be way easier to connect that because the opponent takes way more hit stun during crouching. So what's going to happen is the overhead is going to hit them, and it's going to do way more hit stun than if they were standing. I believe the combo works either way, but it's just way easier to do when you catch your opponent on a crouching block. Which is what that move is designed for anyway. You would never throw an overhead at a standing opponent unless you were a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like easy counter. You know what I'm saying? The point I'm trying to make is that if I did set that in the settings, I know I could do the crouching jab into drive rush into. I don't know if hard punch works in that situation. I believe it does, but it's way harder to land than crouching medium punch. I usually go, when I try to do a drive rush combo, I usually go either the same strength button that I started with. Like, let's say, for example, if I do crouching medium punch, standing medium punch, I'll go to standing medium punch all over again. I'll do standing medium punch, drive rush, standing medium punch all over again. Or something lower, which is way easier. But let's say I start with something low, like crouching jab. Let's say I do drive rush with standing light kick or crouching jab or standing jab, crouching light punch. You can't do it off a crouching light kick, and it's for good reason. That would be too good. So you have to be a little bit better if you want a combo. Like, I can, if I really want to, do crouching light kick, crouching jab, drive rush. I don't understand why you would want to do that, to be honest. I think that's a waste of meter. I think in that specific situation, you might as well just try to land a special move that your character can do just to get more damage in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Trying to fish for a drive rush combo at those lighter attacks, you're more likely to miss the combo because the timing is so much harder than if you land like hard punch, drive rush, hard punch. You're going to have way more time to do that because there's way more hits done. So these are things that as a player you have to really take into consideration. So that's why I mentioned, like, if you're going to go for crouching jab, standing jab, and all that, standing light kick, drive rush, in my opinion, you're kind of wasting your time unless you're a Zangief player. Like, doing standing light kick into drive rush is kind of similar. And in all honesty, you're better off doing standing light kick into like standing light kick with Zangief, drive rush into standing medium punch, medium punch, medium punch. That should be your go-to bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so easy to do, and it does a pretty good amount of damage without any meter. You know what I'm saying? But the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, I feel like it can be a little bit easier though. Those overhead into I feel like there is a reason why they found that sweet spot where it's like you can combo the jab. It's not that hard if you try to, you know, if you practice it a few times, you will be able to get it. But like I said, like, this is a huge difference. You see? Look what's happening. I'm missing here, right? It's not by much. Look what happens. Hold up. I want to just make a point. See? You see that? It's not much of a difference in spacing. Like, it's almost identical. You know what I'm saying? That his arms are almost the same length of his legs. You know what I'm saying? So that does like I said, that does make a huge difference. I feel like Kimberly's overhead into her jab, like I said, I think it has more to do with that. I just don't have the computer on hit stun. Like, let me see. I just want to see how much harder it is, but I mean, I've landed Ryu's overhead into crouch jab into what I like to honestly do after it, especially if I'm in the corner. I just go for EX spin kick because it's way easier to land than anything else. Like, doing crouching jab into uppercut is probably going to get you more damage than I don't know exactly what does more damage. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in the corner, you could get pretty good damage off of that overhead crouching jab. And the reason why I'm not going to sit here and say that Ken has a bad overhead, because in fact he has some of the cheaper overheads in the game. Not cheaper, but like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like he has way more options than every other character in the game when it comes to being able to catch you with an overhead. But they're also pretty obvious as well. I think that's Ken's biggest weakness, in my opinion. And the main reason why Kens are really winning is because of the that dragon punch kick that he has. But honestly, if you just neutral jump that on reaction, you could just full combo them. You could full combo a Ken player on reaction if they try to go for the with the exception of like if they're but that's on block, that's not a true block string, so you could actually drive impact them. Like let's say for example if they do like crouching hard punch into dragon punch with kick. I don't know exactly what that move is called. It looked way better in CVS 2. I know that much. I don't know if that's what that's trying to be, but it obviously isn't, and they should make it the way it looked in CVS 2. In fact, for Ken, I think that should be his way to avoid projectiles like Sean could in Third Strike in Street Fighter 3. I think they could honestly make that a little bit better for Sean, especially the EX one. I think the EX one could have way more invincibility on startup, just to avoid projectiles. And I think on hit, it should ground bounce. If they're correct with landing that, it should ground bounce. That way Sean gets a free mix-up afterwards. I have nothing against that. In fact, I think that's what Street Fighter needs a little bit more of. You know what I'm saying? Like, after the EX sidestep kick with Ryu, he should be able to do a jab reset like he was in Street Fighter Third Strike. And cross you under to the other side and like, okay, what's he gonna do now? What's he gonna try to do now? Oh shit, you got that? Oh shit. You know, I think Street Fighter could use a little bit of that. I don't see anything wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I think those situations make the game way more fun and way more, like, it keeps you on your toes, you know, like you on offense. I mean, on defense, it's just it makes the game way more you know, it just makes it more fun. I don't know. I don't think it makes the game worse. I mean, if the player landed a combo on you, why can't they decide how they want to continue the combo? You know, like let's say for example, Oro was able to do it in Third Strike. Ibuki was able to have real easy ones in Third Strike. Standing hard kick into jab, you know, she could reset to the other side, reset you cross under to the other side, and now she puts you in a situation where, okay, are they going to grab me? Are they going to go low? Are they going to go overhead? You know, that makes the game, that spices up the game. That makes the game way more fun, in my opinion. I'm not going to sit here and say on defense, I love those situations, but if my opponent caught me in that situation and he decided instead of going for damage, which I personally recommend as a long-time high-level player in Street Fighter specifically. I mean, Street Fighter has always been my favorite fighting game of all time. As you can see on my channel, it's the most played fighting game that I play. I love Tekken 7. You know what I'm saying? I fell in love with Tekken all over again. Tekken 7 for me is one of the best fighting games of all time. I mean, it's just magnificent. I hope they didn't change martial law too much. I don't like that they're giving them nunchucks now. This is not Soul Calibur. Stop doing that. He was already dope as fuck. Stop doing that. Stop ruining my favorite characters. You know what I'm saying? What you should do is add Rolento in Soul Calibur because he belongs in Soul Calibur. Eagle belongs in Soul Calibur. Vega belongs in Soul Calibur. You know, those would be interesting characters to see in Soul Calibur. Sodom, the fake football player, white boy that thinks he's Japanese. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like I said, the overhead still does work. As you see, I did it on a standing opponent, and I still was able to do it. And it's honestly not even that difficult. But you know, the thing is, like, okay, if I'm not in the corner, what would be my go-to option? You still do the crouching jab. If you're a beginner player, casual player, intermediate player, a casual player is probably using modern controls, so they're gonna be able to easily land those jab uppercuts. Can I land that? Like, can I land on the first try? Hold up. Yeah. I mean, it took me the second try, but can I do it without modern controls? Yeah, because I just have so much experience playing the game. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, you can go for some. This is why I love Street Fighter 6's combo system. Even though I thought Street Fighter 4 had the best combo system out of all the Street Fighter games, I thought the universal overhead and third strike was one of the best things they ever added to Street Fighter. I honestly thought it could do a little bit more hit stun, but honestly, you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit more, maybe like another quarter second more. That way, like players can land their supers. And honestly, let's say for example, oh my god, I'm so whack. I'm trying to, when I do these drive rush combos, I'm actually doing dash dash attack combo dash dash attack. I'm not doing the new way that I was the player that actually recommended that to Capcom in the first place, that you press after an attack, you just press medium punch and medium kick together and the game automatically dashes for you. So it's way easier to do those drive rush combos. That's because I recommended it. That's because I want all these other players that normally might struggle and give up on the game. I want them to be able to level up and get better. That way I have a possibility of someone actually being good enough to beat me, because no one's good enough to beat me. So I have to suggest these situations to be added to the game in hopes that someone can actually beat me one day. I'm like the real life Oro of Street Fighter. I'm like, yo, I see that this guy Ryu has a lot of potential here, and I feel like he's going to be the only guy that forces me to use my second arm because I'm just so fucking good that these fucking other idiots out here don't have any fucking chance against me, because I'll just play them with one arm because they're so fucking whack to me. So like, can I do like other stuff? Yeah, like I'm trying to do it the old-fashioned way. It's not easy the old-fashioned way. Let's see. Crouch it down. Let me try the new way. Hold on. See, like I can do like doper shit. Like even off of the corner. Like what I'm saying is, even as a high-level player, I just go for the crouching, the EX spin kick. If I have it, if I don't have it, I'll probably just go jab uppercut, right? But like you can do like doper combos. Like you could do like it doesn't even necessarily just have to be in the corner to do like a dope combo into level 3 off of overhead. This is why I love Street Fighter 6. This is one of the reasons why I love Street Fighter 6's overheads. It's not the first time you could ever land a super after an overhead. Third Strike was the first game to ever do that. Unless you consider jump kicks and jumping punches and stuff like that overheads, which they are. So I mean, it has been a thing in Street Fighter for a very long time. You have always been able, since the original Street Fighter 2, to combo your overhead. If you really understand Street Fighter, I mean, let's be honest here. But what I really mean by that is like, I mean a move designated for just being an overhead. Like, for example, Ryu's forward medium punch. That's a true overhead. Am I saying his jump kick is not a true overhead? It is, but it's not specifically designed to work as an overhead. Like it could work. It could work on a standing opponent as well. So can Ryu's forward medium punch. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying it's specifically designed for that situation. So are all the other ones I'm mentioning. So you could always do that in the game. You know what I'm saying? Anyone that really understands the game knows that everything I'm saying is true. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm doing it the new way. I'm going to start doing it the new way because it's just way easier to do it that way. And all you guys that were struggling to land these drive rush combos before they added that into the game, you guys could be thanking me because I suggested that, because I care so much about making the game better and keep advancing it. And it's not to talk shit about the programmers or the developers. I love you guys. You know, you guys make an amazing game. I love how funny it is. I love the graphics. I love how you guys all the talent you have in drawing and animating and animations and stuff. I love a lot of the music in the game as well. I'm not gonna say I love every single song. I'm sure they say the same thing about me, but I'm not a musician in any way, shape, or form. I'm just an idiot that tries to make some hot shit. I don't really know music that well. You know what I'm saying? That's why my shit is so basic. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to prove I'm a musician. I just want bitches to shake their ass, so I could care less what you think about me. But like, you know, the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, this is a huge reason why I love Street Fighter 6 is why, because you can do this. I don't play the game as much as I really should, but these kind of combos is what really makes me kind of love the game a lot more though. Like, I fucked up though. Hold up. I fucked up the level 3. That was off of overhead. So all these players going, oh, like, you can't really do combos off of, like, oh, of course you can. Off of any overhead attack that you land, you could keep the combo going. If you're good enough and you have enough knowledge of what the game is, it's not as difficult as people make it out to be, especially now. Like, if you start with a hard punch, you could basically go into another hard punch because there's so much hit stun. If you start with a medium punch, can you go into a hard punch afterwards? You can. I have personally done it, but it's way harder to do. So as a beginner player that's trying to land these more advanced combos that they're not really familiar with, like, I suggest really starting off with easier combos, you know what I'm saying? By that, I mean, figure out what a combo is for the character that you like, and really understand what situation should I be using these for? What range should I be trying to use these in? You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like if I'm a Ryu player, I'm a true Ryu player. So like, I go, okay, at this range, what can I do? I can do standing hard punch and hard punch fireball. Can I get like other ones? Like, can I get light punch in that situation? Yeah, right there it is. Does it matter what button I do the fireball with in that specific situation? No, it doesn't. But like, let's say I'm in this situation where crouching medium kick will hit, right? But I'm cocky as a Ryu player. I'm like, oh, I'm the shit. I'm gonna show all these players I'm so high level. I can land the dragon punch uppercut after the crouching medium kick. But you gotta be careful though. You gotta be careful. If you're at a range where you could be at a range where the crouching medium kick hits, but the uppercut does not. So you got to be real careful, especially like in a situation like that. You saw that situation that I'm just demonstrating right there? That standing light kick landed. If I'm close enough, I can do the uppercut. I can do the fireball. I can do the uppercut after that. That's a situation you have to know. These are specific situations that you have to know how to implement them in your game plan against your opponent. You know, they just missed the crouching medium kick. They just missed the crouching medium kick that they threw at you. You could literally walk up. You know what I'm saying? You could literally walk up, catch him with a standing light kick, and right into fireball. You know what I'm saying? You could do standing light kick if you're fast enough. It's an uppercut. You know what I'm saying? These are situations that you really have to understand though. But like, so like as a beginner player, if you're new to fighting games, like don't expect to beat the best players right away, but don't feel that in any way, shape, or form that you could never be that. You could never beat them. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only exception to that rule. Nobody's ever gonna beat me in this. Nobody's ever gonna beat me in this. I'm the only exception to that rule, but for everyone else, you know, don't ever feel that like you can't start this year playing fighting games and not be the best player. Especially with all the knowledge that's out there on the internet and all that stuff, you know, you could easily, like, this is what makes me, this is a huge reason why I love Street Fighter 6. The combo system, the combo system has to do everything with the meter that you have underneath your health bar. That meter that you have under your health bar, that drive rush gauge, you could do a lot of stuff with it. But the most important thing that you're going to do with it is continue your combos, and you're gonna get way more damage while you're doing so. And these are the situations where you're gonna be able to land overhead, and almost always you can land crouching jab. Most certainly 100% of the time, if you're good enough and you practice it enough, you can land crouching jab. After you land crouching jab, just press medium punch and medium kick together. That's gonna automatically, thanks to me, that suggested it. I was doing it the old-fashioned way. Before they did the update, all those combos I was doing, I was really dashing and I was really landing my shit. So all you guys talking shit, he's whack and all that shit, go suck a fat baby dick, dog, because I'm the shit. I'm the real fucking deal, dog. I was doing it the real old school way, dog. I was doing it the real hard way. Okay, so don't talk shit about me as a player. You see the shit I'm doing, dog. So the point I'm trying to make is this: like after that overhead, every character in the game has an overhead. If you're a Zangief player and you're wondering, oh well, I can't do crouching jab into, you want to know why they didn't give you fucking crouching jab? Because it would be too fucking unfair after an overhead to put the opponent in a situation where they have to deal with crouching jab into another fucking crouching jab. You know, into all these other fucking situations that can happen, dog. Into a fucking command grab, and it puts you into this fucking high level mix-up game that at the right hands is too fucking good. So guess what Zangief gets in return? So don't complain as a Zangief player, because you still get additional damage off of your overhead. What happens? They ground bounce, and what do you get? And what do you get? Can you air grab after that? With modern controls, can you air grab that ground bounce that they do after the overhead? I'm not sure about that. I've never tried that. I just thought of that right now. I know you can do lariat. I know you can do EX lariat. And after EX lariat, you can do air grab. I don't know if it only works in the corner, but you can do EX air grab after that. You could do lariat into jumping command grab. It's not the easiest thing to do. I myself have tried to do it. I myself have not yet landed it, but I do know of it, and I do know it does work. You know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly how to do it, but search the internet. It's out there. The information is out there. You talk to the right person, they'll hook you up with the knowledge. The developers will tell you how to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's how like, you know, like I said, this is, if you want to win at the highest level, you have to be able to capitalize off of your overhead attacks and your low attacks. You have to be able to do that. I don't recommend trying to learn the dopest combos in the game the first thing you do, because the first thing you want to do in the game is really understand the fundamentals of how to utilize your combos in these situations. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're doing, like when you have your opportunity for that crouching medium kick and you don't have any meter, you're gonna feel stupid. Because you're already programming in your head, okay, I landed crouching medium kick. Now let me press medium punch and medium kick together, because this idiot on the internet said all I gotta do is this to be the best player in the world and to continue my combos, and you don't have any meter, and guess what? You just missed out on an opportunity to land damage because you wanted to be fancy in a situation that you should not have been fancy, because you should have been paying attention to how much meter you have. You know what I'm saying? So like, when I do, I can't even do it right now. That's the old way though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not using the modern controls. I'm doing it the old way. I love the old way. The old way is the way it should be done. In fact, I don't respect any player that uses modern controls. You know what I'm saying? With the exception of if it's a female that's like sucking my dick or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't respect any female that uses modern controls. I don't respect anyone that uses modern controls unless it's a female that's like literally trying to suck my dick or some shit like that. Then I give her a pass. Then I'm like, okay, she's a female. She doesn't really take it that serious. She wants to prove that she could beat me one day. She wants to use modern controls, and with time, maybe she'll get there. She probably won't, because I'm just too amazing at the shit. You know what I'm saying? But like this is what makes Street Fighter 6 so amazing, is that don't look at it as don't don't look at this game as, oh, it's not Mortal Kombat. Oh, it's not Tekken. It's not supposed to be. This was the game that started it all. If you really pay attention to Tekken and Mortal Kombat, they have heavy influences from Street Fighter, and it's real obvious. It really shows. You know what I'm saying? Am I saying that I don't love those franchises? Of course I love them. That's why I talk so much shit when they fuck it up and do shit that I don't like in the franchise. That's why I talk shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why. That's why it's important to learn those combos. Did you see what I did there? What I do? He was standing, by the way, just to prove that even on a standing opponent, these combos do work. An overhead doesn't just work on a crouching opponent. I'm almost positive that on a crouching opponent, you do get more damage and more hits done. I could be wrong about that, but I'm almost positive that that is true. I believe you do get more hits done for a fact. What did I do there? I did what? Forward medium punch into crouching jab. Then I press medium punch and medium kick together, and that automatically does the drive rush dash. After that, I did medium punch. And what I do after that? I did crouching hard punch into EX sidestep kick. I don't know if I missed the combo there. It's a possibility. I believe after you do the drive rush medium punch, you can sneak a crouching hard punch. If I wanted to keep going, I could have kept going. I could have kept going on. I could have done crouching hard punch into drive rush again, and then done standing hard punch into sidestep kick. I think at that point, I don't have any more meter to do an EX sidestep kick. And you honestly, and especially in Street Fighter 6, do not want to waste all your drive rush gauge, because if you waste it and you're drained, especially in the corner, you're going to be put in these very difficult situations to get out of, where if you don't grab your opponent at the exact moment that you're supposed to grab them, you're going to get full comboed, and it's a horrible experience losing like that. You know, losing a match that you know with all your heart you were going to win because you just were so much more talented than your opponent, and then losing because they catch you with a drive rush that wall splats you in the corner, or a drive rush that you know what I'm saying? A drive impact. I said drive rush. Drive impacts. That's when you press right bumper and right trigger together, for me personally, because I use regular controls. So like, don't think you have to listen to all. Like, those are the combos you should do because this idiot says it on YouTube or whatever the fuck you wanna say. Like, I have enough meter to do what? Like one. Let's see, one. I could do it like twice, right? So after the third one, once I land the third one, I can't do any more EX moves. So the reason why I personally stop at can I on the third one, even though I don't have any more EX meter to wall kick them, can I go into a level 3? Yeah, you can. You could waste all that meter and finish with a level 3. The reason I go for the EX sidestep kick is that because I'm getting more damage. I feel I have never looked at the numbers, but I believe an EX sidestep kick into an uppercut into a level 3 does more damage than me doing another repetition of I'm busy. Okay, yeah, I'm busy. Okay, I gotta go, man. That's what I gotta do. I gotta just go. All right, so basically, to make a long story short, you know, my mom. The thing that gets me with her is that she doesn't like to talk. She doesn't talk to me the whole day. As soon as she hears that I'm streaming, she wants to try to embarrass me and starts shouting out shit in the background and shit. I don't care. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't get embarrassed. I don't care about none of that shit. I don't care what people think about me or none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man. Like, I don't care about that shit. You know what I'm saying? So the point I'm trying to make is that, like, let's see. I'm going to try to land the most complex combo that I could think of after an overhead. So, like, legitimately speaking, after I do the crouching jab, I don't even want to try to go for that hard punch. I believe it's easier because the startup of the crouching hard punch is way faster. I could be wrong about that. Okay, let me. I keep fucking up my reasoning here. I keep forgetting the purpose while I'm doing this, but let's see. Oh, I missed the level 3, but you see how complex it can get though, and it's like not as difficult as people think. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really understand the strategy behind it all, and like what you're supposed to be doing to capitalize on offense and stuff like that, it becomes a way better game. And it's way. Is there way more high level stuff that you could be doing? Yeah, there is. You know what I'm saying? But you get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Oh my God! Wait. Let me see. Hold up. Oh my God! I don't know why level 3 misses there. Oh, okay, got it. Okay, so that was what I was trying to show you guys, is that a lot of people gave up on Ryu, and I don't understand why. I'm always gonna be a Ryu player, just because my original character was always Ryu when I was a little kid playing this game, and I do play Ken as well. The thing that I think with Ken is that I don't think he's as good as people think he is. I think his overhead is way too obvious. I think if you really understand how to play Ken, he's way easier to counter during those overhead situations than any other character in the entire game, I feel. He might have the worst overhead in the entire game, maybe only second to Zangief. And in all honesty, I think it's not really fair that Zangief's overhead. I'm almost positive that when I was playing Zangief, his overhead was unsafe on block, which I thought was ridiculous. I don't know if maybe my controller was jacked up or some shit, or maybe I was just getting counter for being an idiot. But I don't know if they changed that. But that's unacceptable. I do like that it's an anti-air for whatever fucking reason. But I don't like that. If it's unsafe on block, that's completely unacceptable. And I honestly probably wouldn't even use Zangief at all. But if you are going to use Zangief, I would stick to that crouching medium punch more so than any other button. Maybe the only other button that I would use second to that, more importantly than that, is that standing light kick. But, you know, the best players, Zangief players in the world, like Snake Eyes, and he could honestly thank me, and he knows that everything I'm saying is true. I think he's one of the best Zangief players in the entire country, no doubt about it. Maybe even in the entire world. The Japanese Zangief player, Itsubashi or something like that, he's also one of the best Zangief players in the world, no doubt about it. But here in the United States, is there guys like Cigar Bob and stuff? For whatever reason, I don't know if he makes too much of a splash in Street Fighter 6, but his Super Turbo Zangief is pretty fucking amazing. I can't deny that. I have seen him play, and he has an amazing Super Turbo Zangief, and it's way harder to play Zangief in Super Turbo than it is in Street Fighter 6. You know what I'm saying? So to make a long story short, all you Ken players that think you're dope, the only reason you ever beat me is because we were playing online. If we were playing in person, is Ken still good? Yeah. His overhead is one of the easiest to block in the entire game. I still believe that with all my heart. You know what I'm saying? He has one of the worst overheads in the game. I wish they would have gave him his back medium kick, which he had in Street Fighter V. If he had that, then I say that Ken is better than Ryu in this game, no doubt about it. But one of his strongest tools now is that Shoryuken motion with kick. I don't know exactly what the move is called. He originally had that in CVS 2. I don't know if he had it in CVS 1. I never actually played CVS 1, but I did love CVS 2. In fact, I would love to see CVS 2 released, a CVS Capcom vs. SNK collection released for PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch and all that on PC. You know what I'm saying? I love the color editing system in Capcom vs. SNK 2 as well. It was not as good as Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I thought some of the color choices that they had in Street Fighter Cross Tekken were a little bit too ridiculous, and like those, especially those like real neon colors, they were a bit too bright and like kind of radiating. I don't know exactly how else to explain it. It was like a real bright like yellow or green that was like real hard to focus on your player's character because it was just so unnecessarily bright, if you know what I mean. Other than that, I thought the color character customization in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, that would have been nice to see that in Street Fighter 6. You know, I would have loved to see it. The thing I was pointing out was that the reason why Zangief lands his overhead and you can't land a crouching jab into like a drive rush, crouching medium punch, you know, jab, drive rush into medium punch or standing medium punch, drive rush into, you know, he's too good of a character to have that. That's the real reason they did that. That's the real reason that when you land an overhead with Zangief, they ground bounce and you can do a lariat. Why aren't you not doing lariat? I believe you could even do standing medium punch into lariat or EX lariat. You know what I'm saying? I don't know 100% if you could do the EX air grab that Zangief has after the EX lariat. I know you can do it in the corner. Have I myself personally landed it? No, because it's way too fucking hard for me to do. And I don't know. That's another issue I have with this game, is that they make the situations way harder than they have to be. And it's specifically what I noticed, like, for example, when Kimberly throws a spray can and she throws her opponent on top of it and they pop in the air. On the directional pad, it's almost impossible for me to do it. And I'm a long-time Street Fighter player. I'm a long-time Street Fighter player. I'm a long-time Street Fighter player, and you know what I'm saying? If I try that same combo with Kimberly where you throw the spray can and then you catch him with the EX air grab, I could actually do that way more consistently on the analog stick. I don't really honestly like to play Street Fighter on an analog stick. Can I do it? Yeah, I could play Super Turbo on an analog stick even with Ryu, but do I prefer to do it on a directional pad? I prefer to do it on the directional pad, to be honest. I know there's a lot of players that prefer to play analog stick. I can do both, but if I had to choose and I could only choose one, I would choose the D-pad, just because I've been playing fighting games on the D-pad ever since I was a little kid. So being able to just do it is second nature to me. For other people, it might be like way too hard and stuff. They really have to fix some of the stuff in the game. They don't have to, but I really hope they do. Like I said, Blanca Ball and E Honda headbutt and his booty drop. I know you can perfect parry it and counter him after that. I know you can even drive impact him. Blanca's a little bit harder to do. I'm talking about even on reaction full screen is still pretty hard to do. Have I been able to drive impact him full screen? it really only works at full screen range, and that's usually when Blanca players use it anyway, because you can crouch jab him out of Blanca Ball. The thing is, when I play online, it's way harder to do. But you can, on reaction, do crouching jab to any Blanca player's Blanca Ball, even E Honda's headbutt, and you can knock them out of it. It's just that, especially if I'm playing Ryu, E Honda players, I'm not worried about E Honda players at all if I pick Ryu. When I pick Kimberly, it's a whole nother story. I actually have to, like, it's like unnecessarily difficult, and that's only because the programmers are not making it easier for the players, and I think that's the big thing that's really holding this game back from its true potential of being a consistently played. I can't find matches in ranked at all anymore, and it's pretty sad because I feel like all the fans were just opportunistic of the tournament that they had. And I think Capcom used that to their advantage. They wanted people to buy the game, and they lured everybody in. And now people realize that there's no real chance of me beating these high-level players, just like I said before the tournament even began. And they're probably not going to play the game anymore and buy the game. But if you just made it the way I say and added more recovery time to these situations that should be like that anyway, I guarantee you that casual players are going to continue playing until they become expert players. Expert players are going to continue playing and become better. And beginner players are never going to give up, are not going to give up on the game and find something else to play. And that's the last thing you want as a company that develops fucking video games. You don't want them to quit playing your game because it's not at its true potential of being what it should be in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want it to be an enjoyable experience for your fans. And honestly, there's some things I love about the game, and there's some things I don't love about the game. And I think it's a pretty easy fix. I think the combo system off of overhead is the best that it's ever been in Street Fighter history. I think that's incredible. I would love to see more overhead options. Available. Like, let's say, for example, how Akuma had his back hard kick. The second hit was like an overhead. The second hit of his back close standing hard kick was an overhead. I feel like Ryu could maybe even have the same thing with his axe kick. I believe that's what it's called in real life, is an axe kick. He could do for Ryu. It's also the same as Akuma back hard kick, close range. I take that back. You don't actually have to be close range for it to work, and it's actually special move cancelable as well. So, like, if the back hard kick does land, you could cancel into fireball, you could cancel into uppercut, you could cancel into sidestep kick. That's all that means when they say special move cancelable. Just really pay attention to that. That's a big. It's the entire premise of fighting game like this. It's not like Mortal Kombat and Tekken where there's preset combos that you have to learn. Some are a mix of high and low. Some are all high. Some are all low. Some are a mix of both, and you have to understand that at the highest level and be able to defend against all that. It has situations like that, but it's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? This game is more about capitalizing on your reaction time. And your reaction time, all of them are really like that, but this one particularly it gives you a brief moment after that crouching medium kick to capitalize, and if you don't capitalize, you lost your opportunity. There is no, like, crouching medium kick, and then I do, like, crouching standing hard punch into, like, you can with Drive Rush, but, like, this game is more combo-based where it's, like, you saw the combo I did with Ryu. That's what I mean. Like, you can make it, like, pretty fucking advanced. You saw how I started with a basic combo. The reason I was saying that basic combo when I first started is that for a beginner player, I feel it's way easier. With motor controls, it's way easier to do. It's easier to do any of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, like, as a beginner player, I recommend just doing, like, do the forward medium punch, See if you can land the jab. Just see if you could combo the jab so it hits. So you see the counter. You see where your health bar is a little bit underneath it, like halfway on the screen. When you do a combo, it says 2 hits, 3 hits, 5 hits, 20 hits, depending on how many hits you do in the combo. If you're doing it correctly, it won't say 2 hits after the overhead. It'll say 3 because you'll combo the jab. But after you master doing the overhead into the crouching jab, because this is a big part of the game. This is like the most important part of the game. Being able to do it from a high position and a low position is the entire game. The entire game and you winning revolves around knowing this strategy and knowing this, approach to the game. Because with that, if you just look at it as a game where I can't do anything, nothing combos, nothing work, I can't do the combos, well, then you're not practicing enough. You know what I'm saying? Because whether I do overhead or, you know what I'm saying? It works either way, corner or not cornered. The thing is with the corner, it's easier to land combos because there's no more pushback. When you hit an opponent, whether they get hit or they block it, they get pushed further away from you. So like this is an example. Like look, medium punch. Now it doesn't hit anymore. So like I could be at a range where it hits twice, but now the third one misses. So what do I have? You know what I'm saying? What do I have? The next button in the when you look at the game, it just really think of that. You know what I'm saying? Like okay, you're like oh I landed the medium punch. Oh I landed okay. You know what I'm saying? I missed it though, but because I'm talking, that's gonna miss as well. So like. Oh my god. See, it doesn't matter how you do it. Like if it's medium punch. Oh, I keep fucking it up though, but you get the idea. Like it's hard. You have to focus a lot in this game. Alright, so that's the whole point I'm trying to make. I'm a long-time Street Fighter fan. Like, ever since I was a little kid, I fell in love with this game. You know, I honestly have not stopped playing the game ever since I was a little kid. No matter what console I was at Genesis or PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, I always got Street Fighter. I always got Marvel vs. Capcom. I always got Street Fighter. And I always kept on going. You know, I'm a longtime supporter of the company, a longtime supporter of the franchise. As you can see, you see where my level is at. You know, I'm not the most precise combo, expert that does the most high level. I'm not gonna lie, these combos get very, very technical. Like those Kimberly second wave of trials get very technical. You know that I'm on the first one. I know I could do it where you do crouching medium kick into I think it's hard punch into EX run, stop into jab into target combo into sweep into light kick uppercut in the corner. Okay, that's the first one. So now I'm a little nervous because if that's the first one, I'm already shaking in my boots when I reach level 10. I'm shaking in my boots now. As a longtime player, you got me shaking in my boots. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I honestly don't want the developers to give up on this game. I don't want the fans to give up on this game. If you really understand, this is the easiest Street Fighter to get good at. So if there's any opportunity, if there's ever been a moment for you to really get good at this game, it's really this game, because it's never been easier. It's never been easier to capitalize on overheads into full combos into level 3s, or so I highly recommend you really pay attention. If you're a beginner player, like don't feel bad. We all started somewhere, like, you know what I'm saying? Just practice on basic combos, standing medium punch and a fireball. Just roll your finger from down to forward and then press punch again. What I do, I just continue pressing the button over and over again. I'm not this like amazing fucking like, I just keep mashing on the button until it comes out, because it's not you only get a brief moment to do it. Oh my god. Alright, let's see. Oh my god, man. I keep, you know what I mean? I keep fucking up the very last of it. I love this combo though. Oh my god, I'm so whack. I love that. I love that. I'm not gonna deny that. That's a lot of fun doing that. Like that combo is fucking amazing. I feel like these characters have the best overheads. Guile can do. The problem with a lot of Guile players is they always try to do that crouching medium kick target combo into overhead, and honestly, on block, that's not safe. In fact, you could drive impact that entire target combo. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't honestly recommend, because he can stop with the medium kick. But I had a hilarious match with a Guile player when I was using Laura in Street Fighter V. He tried to do the target combo on me. He did crouching medium kick, and he went right into the overhead. It was on block. I level 3'd him, whatever that's called in Street Fighter, critical art. I caught him with the critical art command grab before the medium punch hit as an overhead, and I won the round and the match. And I know he was mad as fuck when I did that. What's wrong? Get up. Oh my god, I'm like, I can't. Let me see. This is my favorite. This is one of my favorite combos. This is another reason why I think Ryu, Ken can also do it as well. But the only thing with Ken is that I think Ken's cross-up spin kick is a little bit better than Ryu's, because he could do hard punch uppercut after it. He could do a couple things after it. That's why I love it. After the cross, you can duck it, and he can hit crouching opponents as well, but usually the bigger ones, it's way easier is what I mean. But I just love that. I love that. I'm sorry if I'm missing it. It's like, I'm not playing on motor control, so give me a break here. I'm not playing on motor control, so give me a break here. I'm actually doing the shit. So give me a break here. If I was playing on motor controls, I would never miss. You know what I'm saying? So always remember that. Like, The same combos work from any position, basically. So that's what I want to tell you. Like, if you do crouching medium kick, you go right into crouching medium punch. If you want, you could do another crouching medium kick. You could do crouching medium kick into hard punch. You know what I'm saying? And you just keep going on and on until your meter runs out. What happens? Alright, I'm done with the stream. I explained basically everything I wanted to. Like I said, all those characters that can't do it off of the crouching medium kick, they could do it off their crouching medium punch, and it's only like a quarter fraction less than a medium kick. So like it's not that bad. It's not that different. Like they all can do it from a crouching position. But like I said, I just feel like most of the range is on the medium kick. Is why I say, like, I think it's what I really want to say is, like, Kimberly and Zangief should be able to do it off their medium kick. That's what I really should be saying. And I'm just gonna end the video there. You know what I'm saying? I love fighting games. You know what I'm saying? But I should have been competing for a long time. You know, I just didn't put the effort into actually going to these events and stuff. But I should have been doing it for a long time. But I have fun competing online. It's a lot of fun for me. But you can't find matches anymore. So, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard to find matches in Street Fighter. Street Fighter has always been my favorite. You know, I love Tekken 7 as well. Mortal Kombat 11 was incredible. I really don't like Mortal Kombat 1. I'm not going to lie. You know what I'm saying? It's not as good as Mortal Kombat 11 was. Mortal Kombat 11 was like literally the best Mortal Kombat of all time. The only thing it lacked, in my opinion, was the amazing music. You know, I was not really a big fan of the music from Mortal Kombat 11. It sounded more like background music for like the Matrix movie instead of like you know, a fighting game. You know, I think what the fighting game developers should really be doing is calling up like Nick Hexum from 311 and the lead singer of Korn. I don't know his name, but their guitars are fucking amazing. If I was these big companies that make all these millions, I would be calling like successful rock and roll bands like that make real good like aggressive fucking fight music guitar shit. You know, like 311's what's that song called? Like, come on now, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? That's crazy, man. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So you know, that's I'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? It's not, if you really, all you guys that were struggling to do it with the real dash should be thanking me and kissing my ass, yo. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, man, because I'm like one of the only fans that's literally going back to the company and giving all my input of what I think should be changed and what should not be changed and what could be made better and all that. And it's not to talk shit about the game, but if they, you know, if it's not the best possible, you know, result that it should be, why should I sit here and pretend that it's not? Like, I don't care if people say that shit about my shit. I don't care. Say it. I know that. That's what the fuck I'm gonna tell them. I know that. I'm not gonna sit here and catch feelings because I don't give a fuck. I know that. You know what I'm saying? They have way more talent than I'll ever have in making music and making video games, but you know what I see is wrong in Street Fighter. I have to say something about it because as a fan, I spent money on this game. This game cost me like $70. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of my favorite franchises of all time. I never buy any other games. I literally only buy fighting games. I literally only play fighting games. I don't play sports games anymore. I used to be unbeatable in NBA 2K, but I stopped playing. I was unbeatable in NBA 2K. That was my favorite sports game, was NBA 2K. But after they removed the jab step, after they removed the jab step from the early PlayStation 2, you know, after they removed the jab step from the PS NBA 2K, I stopped. Wasn't interested in it anymore, and you could no longer do the everything had to be analog stick. Everything was analog stick. You know what I'm saying? It was always like, was it always analog stick? Because I felt back then you could even use the D-pad. I think the D-pad was to set the plays, right? Am I wrong about it? I just know you had the jab step option at like R1, and that made a huge difference on offense. You could fake a jab step to the right or to the left, and then, you know, you could cross up the other way, you could cross up the other, it's the same way. And that helped a fucking lot on offense. You could fake your fucking player to run left, and then that gives you an opportunity to break right and make a jump shot. How you gonna take that out of the game? How you gonna take that out of the game? It's an essential part of basketball. The jab step is a huge part of basketball. I mean, are you kidding me right now? I'm very disappointed in that. Like, I stopped playing after they removed the jab step. I stopped playing NBA 2K. They probably brought it back, but I stopped giving a fuck after that. I'm done, man. If you guys haven't figured it out by now, you know, hopefully you learn something or whatever. If not, you know, these combos are real essential to winning, man. If you can't do them, they're way easier than ever before. You know what I'm saying? You guys should be thanking me, man. It's way easier than ever before, man. I know the developers actually programmed it into the game, but I was the one that told them, hey, man, just remove the dash. People just want to be able to do the dope shit. And now it's easier than ever before, and you can thank me, man. You know what I'm saying?